Yeah, it's gonna sound weird to say this, and I still want you to continue with your thing. I'm here right now, right? And I'm saying to myself, God wanted me to be here right now in this moment. And I don't ever know what it is. I just be like, okay, God, when you need me, I'm gonna be there. Just let me know whatever you need to do for me, like whatever you need me to do. But please continue your story.
So I was just saying that like this week was my mom's birthday.
Yeah.
And she passed when I was 3 years old, and I'm currently 29. And I would say this year was a very, on her birthday was an emotional time for me, because just where I've came in life and how I've grown and where I'm going, and just my understanding and how life is just coming full circle. It was just an emotional time for me on this birthday of hers, wishing that she was here, wishing that I was able to experience her, and me knowing that I'm really holding it down, and she's not here, but I'm living with more intention. I'm living with intention and purpose.
Absolutely.
Because I know how short life is, and because I know the value of life. And something my family told me was that I was told that, because my mom, she had lupus. So she died from lupus. And she was told that if she was to have me, she would die trying to even give birth to me.
Whoa.
So every day, every moment, I'm trying to make the most out of my moments, because I understand what it took for her to get me here. I understand, like, she went through, you know, pain and trouble with her sickness and stuff like that. So to live unintentional and live without a purpose, I feel like I'll be wasting that opportunity. So I'm just, a part of me joining this race is to, for one, just give myself something to strive for.
Absolutely.
And in the process of me working out and running for this race, I've just grown to love running. So that, you know, if as I'm listening to it, feels like my story, like different story, but sort of the same pathway type of thing. And so like I said, like I was like, okay, I know that I'm supposed to be here today, and I didn't know why. I just knew that he told me, God told me, like, okay, Ron, I need you to be at this race today. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna figure it out. And I'm gonna tell you something really silly. So like, we right next to this car right here, right? And I'm a person that look at license plates. I used to do that as a kid. I stopped doing it for a long time, and I started doing it again. Now the numbers is 2525. 2 times 5 is 10. The other 2 times 5 is 10. That's 1010. So every time I see 1010, my dad's birthday, while I ran my first marathon, I give him love. Now here's the funny thing. I wasn't a really big fan of my dad. We didn't have a great relationship, things of the sort. And I didn't even learn how to forgive him until he passed away. And after I did it, I ended up writing him a letter, asking him for his forgiveness, telling him I forgive him, telling him all the things that I had and how I was gonna let it go and how I'm gonna continue his legacy and stuff like that. So I turned whatever that negative and whatever that I couldn't, that forgiveness nonsense that I couldn't let go of, the things I couldn't let go, and I turned it into a positive. And then as I started doing that, and I started my journey and my process in this running, I started realizing that, okay, what I'm going through ain't just for me. What you going through ain't just for you. Like the combination of skills, the combination of things that you have on this earth, nobody else in this world have it. You special. Like, and you so special that your mom was like, I would risk giving up my life to have your life. Like, think the magnitude of that. Think of the magnitude of that. And then the other part too is, and this is just my place as an African-American male, I ain't know how to cry. I'm 48, man. Up till about 3 years ago, I could count on one hand how many times I cried. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to be vulnerable. I didn't know how to be none of that. Like I grew up in the hood. Like, you don't do that. But that was the stuff that was eating me up and beating me alive. So those moments that you had at your job on her birthday, I had that all the time. But nowadays, before it was the pain stuff. Now I just cry out of joy. And every time I do that, it's like this energy, like this toxic energy just leave out of me. And I realized that one of my paths, one of the things that I'm supposed to do is inspire and encourage others, especially us of color, or those who are less fortunate, who didn't have the emotional fortitude. They didn't have the people that taught us that, to let us know that it's okay. Like, we're powerful. There's power in that.
Yes.
There's power in that.
Yeah.
And once we start understanding that, we can change the world. And that's what happens. And it's moments like this coming out here today. Like, here's the thing. I was like, what is my purpose for coming out here? Even if it's just this conversation that me and you having in this moment. I was like, okay, God, you put me right here in this moment for just this.
Yes, sir.
And I'm blessed for it.
Hey, and I would say, look, my race don't start till 8.
Yeah.
I just came to grab my stuff, feel it out, see what's going on. And when I saw you over here, I was like, I want to talk to that guy. But so I just started walking. I didn't even plan how I'm gonna say, hey, what's up? But as I just started walking over here, it's like you called me over.
Yeah.
So I would say I was already drawn to come speak to you.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And that's the biggest thing, because I remember in my past, I wouldn't even have the conversation. Now I go right, because I live by this motto, courage over comfort. Being courageous enough to be uncomfortable. Like, I would, back in the day, this would have been uncomfortable, because I'm like, I don't know him. He may think I'm on something. He may think this, whatever. And I don't got no intention. I don't like, but I'm just like, but that's in me. That's this, whatever that nonsense this is in me. And I made a connection. And that's just like that. And those are these moments. And I start having these moments more and more and more. To the point that I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Now it's like, I don't take them for granted, but they're more commonplace now.
Man, that's very, what that is you speaking on,
yeah,
I'm very much the same way, because that's me living in my purpose.
Yep.
Because even when I'm like at work, I could be at work, I could be at a store, I don't know, God will point me to who I need to speak to. He will be like, hey,
I need you to talk to that person right now.
I need you to talk to him.
Yeah.
And at work, man, I look at work as like, even because I don't plan to work forever, I'm gonna say that, like 9 to 5 stuff, you know what I'm saying? But while I'm there, you know, instead of like having like a bad attitude, like, oh, I don't want to do this, because I know I'm working on things outside of work.
Yeah.
Instead of having a bad attitude, I just look at it like, how can I impact somebody? God, how can I serve you? How can I speak to somebody today? And like you said, I am very much, I go out to try to seek, to encourage somebody and inspire somebody, because I feel like the same way I said I try to live intentional every day.
Yeah.
I try to put that fire up under everybody else that's around me. When I see them just, you know what I'm saying, just kicking dirt around, I look to be like, hey, so, you know, why are you here, or what you doing? What's your plan for this year, or what you got going this week? What's your plans? Yeah. We just go, and I was at that place at one point. I'm just moving in life without a plan, without intention. And so that's what I try to spark that when I talk to somebody.
When you talk to somebody else. Yeah. So I'm going to tell you some more. It's a funny thing. So I'm in the middle of a run 2 years ago. Actually, it's two things that you just said that start something. I'm in the middle of a run about 2 years ago. Feeling the runner's high. Like, man, like I'm feeling good. I don't know why, you know, endorphins, things of the sort. And I hear a voice in my head say, Ron, you have not lived to your fullest potential. Like, you've been lollygagging. And it's like, it's time to go to work. You're going to be a billionaire in 10 years on your birthday, March 5th, 2031. And I hear that. I was like, dude, what's on your mind? Like, calm it. The first thing I did, but the problem was I couldn't let it go. So I said, okay, let me not say whatever. Let me do the research. Let me see how does one become a billionaire. So I start researching billionaires, and I'm looking at different people. I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. I don't think I can do that. And I look at Warren Buffett. I said, invest, build, start, create businesses. I say, shoot, I can do that. I can do that. Yeah. Now I don't always have a plan. I don't know what to do. I don't know whatever.
Right.
But God gonna lead me there.
Right.
And then the second thing that happened about a year and a half ago. I work as a flight attendant. I work for JetBlue, and I'm on a layover. I'm in New York. I'm in a shuttle going to the hotel, and a voice in my head said, "Ron, 12/25/23. That's your last day of work." I'm like, last day of work? I'm like, it wasn't something I was thinking about. Mm-hmm. I was like, where'd that come from? And then I started doing the math and started looking at the thing. And I'm like, wait a second. And this was about a year and a half ago. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, it's time. It was clear as day. Yeah. And something that I realized is that if I am to attain the levels that he has for me, I can't do it in the spot that I am right now. Right. What I say is similar. I have a pot. I have a plant, and they only grow to a certain point because it's in too small a pot. You got to put it in a bigger pot. Yes. And then the Holy Spirit said, "That's you." And that's what you're talking about. Like, yes. you know your potential, but then people say, like, if that's the case and you know you're leaving, then why are you still here? Right. Because God got me something. He got me I got to serve him up to that point at my job. So I got to have the conversations. I got to smile at you. I got to be empathetic. I got to hear what you got to say. Exactly. Because he got a plan for me and he got a plan for you. And I'm going in the plan.
Exactly. Trust the process.
Trust the process.
That's what I'm learning to do.
And patience.
Yeah, patience. Because I'm like, man, I should be out of here. I should have been out of here 3 months ago, 6 months ago.
Yeah.
But as time goes, I understand why I am still there, because certain people I'm speaking to, I didn't have we wasn't at that level to speak yet.
Yeah.
But now, just Friday, man, I had a conversation with somebody that was asking me, man, he came to me, because, I've been married for 10 years.
Okay.
He came to me about questions about his relationship with his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
He came to me looking for answers about her, but he left with answers about him. He like, man, why she acting like this, and why she can't do X, Y, Z, or she not doing this? But
facts.
But at the end of the conversation, he left with God telling me to tell him, you not even coming to me, like you not even trying to build your relationship with me.
Before you even.
But you trying to look at her and say she not doing X, Y, Z. You need to strengthen. Basically, like I read him some scriptures. I read him Psalms 1.
Mm-hmm.
Blessed is the man that walks not in the counsel of the ungodly. I can't say it all.
Yeah.
But basically, the one who meditates day and night on God will be planted like a river by the water, and everything he do will prosper.
Yeah.
But if you not acting out of that, and God is calling you, you're not gonna be in your right position. Absolutely.
And to top all that, don't look at the speck in someone else's eye before you look at the log in your own.
Right.
And for me, like talking about me going through my divorce, as I was going through everything, I was playing the victim. Like, she did this, she did that, she did this. And then God was like, what you do?
Right.
Look at you. Where was you at? You the man of your household.
Right.
What were you doing? And he hit me so hard with it. And I'm like, dude, I got to take it. And the one thing that I also realized that the things that we fail at, the things that are our flaws, the things that we are weak at, are the things that he uses to show his strength of what he can do for others, the impact of others.
Right.
And that's what you're doing. That's what you did with that young man right there. Like you gave him, like you said, he came in complaining about her, but he left looking at him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I have this thing, I read a book when it says when God winks. And the idea of the book, it says everything that happens in your life happens for a reason. Like there's no coincidences. And there's even signs of the things that are about to happen without you realizing that they're about to happen. The human world calls it synchronicity, where you'll think about something and it'll come, things like that. But it's God's, to me, it's God's sign showing how everything's supposed to come together.
Right. Man.
Yeah.
I would say I piece my whole, like, that's why I'm so anchored. And I feel not everybody is as alive. Everybody ain't as alive.
Yeah.
And I feel it from you, like, everybody's not as aware. It's like when you living in awareness, it's kind of like you're looking at yourself in third person. You're not.
Hey, 143. Hey, 143. I gotta give you a day. I'm gonna tell you, 143 is how God tells me that He loves me. I love you. So he just walking by telling me and confirming that. I love it. Keep it going. Go do your thing. Congratulations, young lady.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
Those are the signs.
Yeah.
The signs. They there all the time.
Yeah.
They there.
Yeah.
But the problem is, we ain't being aware of it. Like you said, most people, they're not aware of it. But we were there. We were there as well.
Right.
We didn't. I don't know what your thing. I heard someone say, you have to have, not that you have to have it, but there are turn back moments. And I had a turn back moment. I had a moment where I was like, I'm doing a pattern over and over again. And I'm getting the same result, but I'm expecting a different result. And I said, I felt like a hamster on a hamster wheel. I said, let me just get off the hamster wheel and let me see what that looked like. And that's what my life changed right there.
For sure.
And then as you said, go on.
Something I told that guy that I was talking to Friday.
Yeah.
I was telling him, because basically when you submit to God, God will give you favor. You'll have favor amongst people, and you have favor with God. And so what I was telling him is, if you give Denzel a movie script, okay, he's gonna learn the script and he's gonna play the movie out, and you're gonna have people watching him play the movie out. But to them, it's unfolding as if it never happened. But to him, he's been through the script, so he knows how he's walking through it.
Yeah.
And I said, when you read the Bible, you have read the script, because I understand that if I submit, I'm gonna have favor.
Yeah.
If you read this script, you're not gonna be walking around like you don't know how the movie happens.
Yeah.
You're gonna walk around like I've already been through the movie. This is like the 5th time I've watched the movie already. So I know when I have this interaction with this person, I already know how they're gonna handle me and treat me.
Yeah.
They're gonna treat me with the respect that God has
bestowed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's real.
Man,
It's
brother,
real.
I appreciate you. Let me